Now, the Orleans Parish District Attorney's office says some of his staff fear retaliation from the escapees who are still out there. He says they're now in hiding along with their families. Eleanor Tabone reports on the anxiety this manhunt is spreading across the community.
I am personally afraid.
They're the people whose job it is to decide which cases go to court, which are dismissed, and then ultimately help decide what justice looks like for victims and defendants alike.
We were asking for a life sentence of this man, and he is now at large. Two of the lawyers who I tried that case with, who successfully went forward, able to get a conviction on that case, these lawyers got out of town this weekend with their families out of fear of retribution and retaliation.
One of those cases involved Derek Groves, a man convicted of 4 killings. He was convicted of 2 counts of second-degree murder, and then later he pled guilty to 2 counts of manslaughter in a separate case. Groves has been awaiting sentencing since October of 2024. This suspect is one of 7 inmates currently on the run after escaping the Orleans Parish Justice Centre. A man Orleans Parish District Attorney Jason Williams says is dangerous.
The lawyers who tried that case with me, the witnesses who were brave enough to come forward and stare Derek Groves down in that courtroom, the next of kin who sat in that courtroom, knowing what he did to their family members. We are all the ones in harm's way.
He says some DA staff members are now in hiding.
It is unfortunate that people who were doing the work for the citizens to secure justice against a dangerous person felt like their lives were in danger because a man who might wish them harm was free to roam about the parish and this neighborhood, and we're a rock's throw from the jail, and they were told nothing by their colleagues in the sheriff's office.
He says when he learned about the jailbreak from the media, he says his staff began calling victims and witnesses to let them know the suspects in their cases were no longer in custody.
Any family member who is scared or frustrated, they have every right to be, because this should not have happened. And if it happened at 1 a.m., they should have been notified at 1:30.
The district attorney says while the manhunt continues, so does the fear. He says not just for the public, but for the very people who helped put these men behind bars. Eleanor Tabone, WWL, Louisiana.
And we reached out to the sheriff's office to get a response to the DA's statements, and we are waiting to hear back.